We all experience a reaction to our nervous system when the stress response kicks in. Likewise, each of us has our own stress response triggers that sets it in motion. How we handle our stress response triggers greatly influences our short and long-term physical, mental, and emotional health. Stress response triggers sets off our flight or flight response, and the severity differs for all of us. And how we handle our stress triggers influences how it affects us physically, mentally, and emotionally, short and long term. Here are some examples of the fight or flight, short or long term stress response triggers: traffic congestion, arguments, public speaking, job interviews, financial worries, deadlines, health issues, relationship problems, loss of a loved one. Our body's stress response is natural. It's not a fault or a defect. It is hardwired into us to keep us safe. When our unique triggers activate our stress response, it involves the acceleration of our heart rate. Our blood is directed away from our gut into our muscles. Our pupils become constricted, and our natural breathing pattern is altered. Our body is preparing itself for running away or engaging in conflict with the fight or flight response. The hypothalamus in the brain is tied to the stress response, connected to the body through the automatic nervous system. Stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline are released from the adrenal gland into the bloodstream during a stress response hyperstimulation state. Long-term stress hormones flood the body and negatively affect the immune system's ability to remain strong. Chronic stress is associated with abnormalities in the stress hormone and inflammation markers. As a result, increasing blood pressure, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. Harvard medical research shows that 90% of all illness and diseases are stress-related. Cardiovascular disease, heart disease, and skin doctors have found that many skin conditions, such as hives and eczema, are related to stress. Research also shows that individuals with MS and other autoimmune disease have higher blood cortisol levels, stress hormones running through their blood. Stress is a common cause of everyday aches, pains, and health problems, such as headaches, backaches, stomach aches, diarrhea, sleep loss, and loss of sex drive. Stress also appears to stimulate appetite and contributes to weight gain. Stress can also decrease one's appetite and contribute to weight loss. Broken heart syndrome is a sudden temporary left vertical dysfunction. Epinephrine and other damaging stress chemicals causing a squeeze of the heart and causes temporary heart failure. I experienced this in August of 2001. How to calm the stress response. Meditation and breathing techniques are simple ways to reframe from the body's response to stressful situations. However, deliberately slowing down the breath with deep breathing exercises stimulates the opposing parasympathetic reaction of rest and digest. The fact that we can retrain our bodies to respond to stress less harmfully is generally remarkable. Furthermore, research studies in epigenetics show that breathing techniques can change our gene expression. Therefore, we have the power to alter the fundamental activity of our cells within our bodies with our minds. For example, long-term meditation practice increases our brain's gray matter in the auditory and sensory cortex. In other words, our senses become enhanced. Meditation has positive effects on our brains. The most common mental health issue in the U.S. is anxiety disorders, affecting 40 million adults 18 and older, 19.1% of the population each year. Though anxiety disorders are highly treatable, only 36.9% received treatment. Depression affects 20% of adults over 65. Depression can affect the body, leading to higher risk of heart disease and illnesses. Meditation is like a rewiring process that fixes faulty circuits in the brain, improves cognitive abilities and mood, and emotional balance. As a result, it increases individuals' ability to perform tasks requiring focus. I can vouch for the positive effects that meditation has on illness and disease and chronic pain. I suffered from MS and chronic pain for 23 years before being introduced to meditation, having to take monthly trips to the pain clinic for heavy, long-term and short-term painkillers, which never really suppressed my pain enough to enjoy my life. My anxiety was high. I suffered panic attacks that would bring me to my knees. As my pain worsened, my anxiety heightened. It was a vicious circle, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I was sleeping in a recliner chair for over 10 years because I could not lay down flat because it made my back and my neck pain worse. Learning to be meditative calmed my stress response. As a result, my pain slowly decreased, and the more I stuck with the daily practice, the better it got. Not only did my chronic pain subside, MS symptoms also did. As I learned to relax my mind and my body, my tight muscles began to relax, and my muscle spasms lessened in frequency. So not only was my mental health improving, so was my physical health. My mobility slowly increased. Within 6 months, I was sleeping back in bed, and I never thought that would happen. Mindfulness meditation can help. We spend a lot of time with our minds stuck in the past or in the future, whether regretting something we said or done by ourselves or others. These thoughts pull us away from the here and now. These constant thought patterns increase stress and wreak havoc on our ability to focus. In addition, long-term worry and stress affects us physically, mentally, and emotionally, causing illness and disease in the body. Mindfulness meditation is an effort to put the brakes on our overactive mind, focus on natural things such as our breath. The practice is less about clearing the mind or stopping thoughts, and more about becoming aware of them. The process grounds us securely in the present moment. As a result, people report calmer minds, more regenerative relaxation, and overall less stress. Mindfulness is not zoning out or reality in our problems. Instead, mindfulness is facing the realities of life and staying fully present with the solutions that are all around us. Paying attention, because it's only in the present moment that we experience synchronicities and miracles. Only in the present moment are we in rhythm with the heartbeat of life, as it is and not as we want it to be. It is there where we find